Okay, so I've created a structure. I haven't really given it a name. It's basically, you can imagine it's like a stack. And we've got class node, we've got class structure, there's a relationship, there's aggregation between the two. You can see that I'm building a list of 5 nodes. I don't even need a next pointer, to be honest. Let's get rid of next. I'm going to delete this. Let's keep it really simple. So the only attribute we've got is data in node. We've got our constructor here for structure, where we've got a 3 pointer as well. This code here is nice and easy. I'm adding to the next available free space. This is my get method. This is me instantiating an object called example based on structure. This is an example of me adding hi to the structure. So if I was to run it now, it would say hi empty. Ooh, I made a boo-boo. That's because of this. Let's try that again. Hi empty, empty, empty. Okay. If I wanted to add another object, if I wanted to do this in a loop, nice and easy. But what happens if we've got a text file? Let's imagine we had Joe Smith, 20 years old, Sally Smith, 40 years old, and we just want to add the people's names to this structure from the text file. How would we do that? Well, pause the video and give it a go yourself first. I want these 2 names to be added to this structure. We don't need this bit anymore. Give it a go yourself first. Take it from the text file, and I just want the names in the data. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another function, not a method, a function. Let's call it load. And what we're going to do, in fact, we can have it as a procedure rather than a function. I'm going to have f equals open example.txt, and we're going to use it for reading purposes. I'm going to do line equals f dot read lines. Great. I'm then going to close the file. Don't need it anymore. I'm then going to loop through each line. I'm then going to strip equals I dot strip each line. I'm then going to split the asterisk. So that means get rid of the why have I just had, there we go, split the asterisk. So right now, if I was to do print split 0 and print split 1, and we were to run load, and let's just comment out this for a second. Joe Smith 20, Sally Smith 40, perfect. But instead of displaying 0 and 1, we just want to put 0, because remember, this will be in 0, this will be in 1 based on AS level. I'm going to put that into our data. So I'm going to create an object. I'm going to call it obj equals, and what am I doing? I don't need to create an object. We can keep the object down here. So ignore what I just said there. Okay, so we've created an object here, and then it's important that we do load after, not before but after, because it needs to use example dot add, and we're going to add split 0. So we're going to be using this method to pass in Joe Smith. It'll then loop again. It'll then put in Sally Smith. So if we were to then use get, JSmith, CIE empty, empty, empty. Now if we were to do load first, that'll create an issue. The issue is it has no idea what example is. It doesn't know what example is because we haven't yet created the object. We haven't instantiated every in this order. In this order, load happens, then we instantiate the object, and then we call this method. So that needs to happen after. This is a procedure which is not a part of any class. We're just using the methods from the classes when we need them. If I was to put this here, it would work, but it'll be empty. It'll display empty because we haven't yet added anything to our structure. So the order of this is very important. This is basic code of how we always read from a file where it's got multiple lines and when it's got separators as well. And we're just utilizing the methods when needed. So we need to pass in split 0, which will be JSmith. So JSmith would then be put into the 3 point will start on 0, so into 0. Then the next time it loops, 3 point will be on 1 because it increments here anyway. So there we go. That's how we take something from a text file and pass the data as an object, or pass the data into an object, so to speak. Okay.